What's up everybody, it's your boy, Andrew, and the other day I was going through some of my older videos and I started to notice this pattern where the videos that it looked like y'all enjoyed the most were the ones where I was being the most me. Like a lot of times I didn't plan out what I was gonna say, and funny enough, those are the ones that had the most views and most like everything. And for me, you know, they're like the easiest to do, so I thought I would take it back for a minute and just talk about some things that I like. Today, I'm just gonna be talking about 10 attractive qualities that I think girls have. So I think it goes without saying that these are all just things that I like, so don't take it to heart. I hope nobody gets offended by it. Some of these aren't gonna be the most complicated. Like for example, number one, I like when girls know how to be flirty. And when I say that, I don't mean they're very flirty with everyone, but when they are being flirty, you know. I guess there's just a lot of ways to potentially screw up being flirty, right? You can come on too strong, or you can come on not strong enough. I've been on so many dates where I feel like they're not vibing with me, but maybe it's because they're more introverted, because when I get home, I get a text being like, thanks so much for the date, I really want to do this again, whatever. But like in person, I didn't get that vibe whatsoever. So being able to express how you feel through your actions, through how you look and how you talk, that's a super good skill to have. Another quality I like is when girls are easy to talk to. This applies both to being in person and also like on Tinder or Bumble. But when girls think that it's my job to do the whole conversation, I'm not about that. I feel like I'm very aware of whether or not people are reciprocating stuff. Maybe too much, maybe more than I should be. But if I'm not getting that vibe pretty quickly, then I'm just gonna drop it, because I don't want to waste my time on somebody who doesn't look like they're enjoying talking to me. That makes me feel bad. The third quality that I think is attractive is when girls are competitive. I'm the most competitive person on earth. Like I try to not be, but it's like deep down who I am. When I go to the gym, I will shit talk with my friends. When I play video games, I will shit talk. I started running all summer. I ran my first race. I did a 10K in 48 minutes. Not a big deal, whatever, just top 10%, not like super a big deal. But you see what I mean, I'm very competitive. And since I started running, I got this app that tracks all my races because I want to be able to show what I've done. And my friend got it as well, so we compete with who can run more in like a week. So needless to say, I compete in just about everything. I just think competition's fun. It just adds a little spice to the mix. You don't have to be competitive, but if you want to be my lover, you gotta get with You gotta be competitive. But also know where to draw the line. I'm competitive, but I'll let people win. Maybe I'll make it clear that I let you win, and that had I tried, you wouldn't have actually, but I'll do it, so. Number 4, girls who communicate well. I think for a lot of people, we have this tendency to, when something's bothering us, not say it, or be kind of passive aggressive about it, but I value when a girl is able to be honest with me and say that there's something wrong. Because when you leave me to assume, there's too many possible things that I could think are going on. That's the best way for me to try and fix stuff, or for us to have a fight. But hey, if that's gonna happen, better to get it over with than to just avoid it, because if something bothers you, you're just gonna bottle it up anyway. Next quality is, I really like when girls work out. Obviously, yes, if you look great, that's awesome. And that is a part of it. I'm not gonna be like, oh, it has nothing to do with that. Like, it does have something to do with that. But more than that, working out consistently tells me that you're disciplined and you're a go-getter and you value yourself, like your body. I'm not saying I need to date people who are like perfect peak condition. That's not what this is about. It's about caring and putting in the effort to improve. Because I know too many people, and I think it's, honestly, at first I thought I could overlook it in dating people off Tinder and stuff, but now I think I just really can't. People who eat McDonald's for every single meal, or make jokes about how the remote control's too far away, so like they're actually not gonna go get it. And like, it's a joke, but we both kind of know that it's also not. I understand it, but I'm 24 now, and I feel like a lot of people my age are still the lazy people they were when they were 16 or 18. Because I've worked so hard on making sure that I'm not like that, I just really don't think I could see myself with somebody who is like that. I mean, we're living 2 entirely different lives. We have very different priorities. The 6th quality on my list is just girls who are just passionate about stuff. I don't want to be with somebody who is completely content, never getting much done. Like, don't get me wrong, I have friends who have very different values from me, and that's one thing, but if I'm gonna date somebody, I wanna be similar enough to them, at least in this regard. There are people who value a family. They just wanna have a job that they can pay the bills with, and then focus on having kids, and having a wife or a husband or whatever, and that's okay, you can do that. But me, I want my dream job, and I think all of my happiness comes through my own personal success. I don't need to be a millionaire, but I want to just do what I love. And I want to find somebody who believes that as well. Beyond that, actively, you know, take steps towards it. I guess has that little bit of drive or ambition to work on their passion. And I'm not saying they have to have the job of their dreams or anything like that. I mean, it could just be their hobby, or they're exploring their interests and trying to figure out if something works for them. But it's just the effort, you know? It's the passion. It's trying to find things that constantly make you happy through work. Seventh quality on my list is just having a great sense of humor. I guess great is a very subjective word here because there are all kinds of senses of humor, but you should have a similar sense of humor to me. I mean, God knows I think I am the funniest person on earth, followed only by all of my close friends. I think that they are all very funny people, and that's why we are friends. We all developed humor together. I would hate to date somebody who doesn't think at least some of my jokes are funny. Like, don't get me wrong, I expect to date somebody who's gonna cringe at a lot of my jokes. I mean, I have dad joke material for days. So if they don't cringe a little bit, they're probably not human. But at the same time, it's kind of entertaining. So if you won't admit that, then you are wrong. You are wrong as rain. Number 8 on my list is just listens to similar music as me, AKA has phenomenal taste in music. This one, I don't know if anyone's gonna relate to. I like almost everything. When I was a kid, I started off liking classic rock and like pop punk. In the last 5 or 10 years, I started listening to way more hip hop and top 40 stuff. And really the only things that I don't really like are EDM and country. Although there's some country that I like, but a lot of it is just like beers, girls, and tractors. So like, it's not really for me. If you agree, call me. I don't know if that's really the most important one on the list, but listening to the same type of music is pretty important. Like, hypothetically, what if you're on the bed and you're making out and stuff's getting hot and heavy, and then they're like, hey, hold on, let me put on a tune, you know, just to get us in the mood. And they throw on like Cotton Eye Joe or like the Barney theme song. I don't know. The point isn't the song specifically, but like something that you're not about. That would suck. You'd be like, hey, I'm gonna wear headphones. That's cool. We'll both have our iPods in. The 9th thing on this list is something that I only started paying attention to in the last maybe 2 years. I can't eat like anymore. I can't. And I kind of mentioned this earlier, but I used to eat McDonald's like twice a day, and it was because I was bulking. Now I can't go once. Now I literally can't go to McDonald's for one meal without feeling sick. That's not to say that I eat great, but I never eat really cheap fast food. I always try and keep it above a certain level. And then I do try and focus on making sure I get enough fruits and vegetables, because I see so many people and all they eat is like fries and meat. On the average day, I only drink water and coffee. Do I drink soda? Never on its own. And not often. I mean, what, once every 2 weeks? And the final point on this list that I whipped up, when girls get along with my friends. I feel like I've ended lists before with this, but it's like the most important thing on earth. Maybe I'm deeply, deeply self-conscious, but if I introduce a girl to my friends and they come up to me later and like, yo, you gotta keep this girl around, she was cool, I take that seriously to heart. If I was thinking about breaking up with them or something, I'll be like, you know what, not gonna do that anymore. My friends like her, she's in. That sounds like it's an exaggeration, but it's not really. It's really not. And it's the little things too, you know, like I've dated people in the past. My friends and I'll go to a bar and I bring this girl and I'll go to the bathroom and come back, and as I walk in I see she's laughing and talking like my friends. That is like a golden moment. I will have that. I'll take a photo and have it framed. That'd be weird. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't actually do that. The point is, I like it and you should do it if I'm dating you. I don't know. Anyways, hopefully this wasn't the messiest video ever. Hopefully my thoughts made sense. Let me know in the comments, honestly, what are some quirky things that you like? Like, what are some unique traits that you don't think other people might look for, but stuff that you value in the comments below? And I'm gonna be reading through that and replying to some people. Also, just in the process of coming up with a lot of the things that I talked about today, I ended up finding a lot of qualities that I don't like. I honestly think I have enough material to do a video just on that. So let me know in the comments below if you think that I should do that as well, because if enough people ask for it, then I'll do it. And this was like the easiest video on earth to make, so if y'all want that, let's get it. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe to me, and with all that being said, I'll see you next week. Peace!